Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome into this new live, which is streamed simultaneously on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. Today, we are starting a new series, which I am very keen on, and it's about leadership. This live series is gonna be made by 5 episodes, and we are going to explode together with Tom Lawrence. Hello, Tom. Thank you for being here today with me and with everyone else that is gonna watch, that is watching this video, or they can always watch the replay. I'm gonna do a little introduction about this series, and then I'm gonna leave you the word. Sounds good? Okay. So this series I was mentioning is called like the leadership of the next level for your business, and it's made by 5 episodes. Today we are talking about the first one, which is of course what is leadership in 2025, so better 2026. So I titled this one actually 2026 because I mean, it's around the corner. Then we have as a second episode 5 leadership qualities that separate you from being a good leader to be a great leader. Then the third episode is going to be, we're going to analyze 4 leadership styles. Then as a 4th episode, Tom and I are going to talk about loving yourself, because we both believe that you can actually lead someone only if you love yourself, if you are in peace with yourself. Otherwise, you are gonna end up in the control. And as a last one, as a last episode, we are going to have from leadership to legacy. So if you are interested in attending also those episodes, they all the lives are already created inside my profile, so you can just go on LinkedIn, Stefania Arca, and in the events you are going to find all the episodes already created. You can attend them, so click on attend, and then right now LinkedIn allows you also to save those ones in your calendar, so making sure you're not gonna miss any one of them. After this introduction, I want you, Tom, to thank you again for being here today with me. Tom is a leadership coach. He's very he really does know very well the topic about leadership. He helps already a lot of leaders, and I think that you can just start. You can just say 2 words about yourself.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that introduction, Stefania. As you say, I'm a leadership and personal growth coach. I'm also a leadership and personal growth mentor, speaker, and author. So far, I've written 5 books on personal growth and leadership. I've got a 6th book coming, which will be getting self-published on Amazon on the 31st of January 2026. So that could be a good start to your leadership 2026, is to buy my new book. And yeah, so I think that's about me.
Good. So let's start immediately with this live. The topic about this live, which is what actually is leadership in 2026. And I strongly believe which is a really important topic today. because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but based on my own experience, we have a kind of misinterpretation when about roles when we speak about managers and the leaders, and usually there are a lot of people that call themselves as a leader, but they act as a managers. So to me, managers are like organizing and taking care about the operational part, while leaders are the one that actually are going to create the culture inside a company. Are the one that to me, like, leadership is a social skill. So it's something that it's really difficult to teach. So I'm very curious to hear about knowing more from you as a leader coach, because I mean, in my idea, leadership is changing now after COVID, in a way that when I am a leader, I ask a question to my people, and usually I ask them like, tell me about yourself, for let me know how I can help you in a way that you can help me in the back. So I try to create a kind of relationships with my people in a way that I can understand their profile. I can understand what they like, what they don't like, what they are great in, and what they might have some weaknesses. And based on that, I am simply going to decide how to keep on going with my leadership work. So, in your idea, Tom, what do you think it is today in 2025 or 2026 leadership? How would you define it?
Well, the foundation of leadership is
Mm-hmm.
trust. So for you to be able to increase your influence, lead, earn the respect that you feel that you deserve, then first of all, you need to build trust with your people. You know, you need to believe in them and they need to believe in you. And the only way to do that um, is to build a relationship with those people, and share your knowledge with those people, add value to those people. But first of all, to define leadership, leadership is about other people, but it starts with you. So for you, if you're going to be that leader who shares their knowledge, adds value, serves their people, builds trust, builds a relationship, you need to work on yourself first and become the most valuable leader you can be, so you can do all those things. So that's why I call leadership, or when I talk about leadership, it's about working on yourself every single day for yourself and for your people. So for you to be able to be the leader you need to be in 2025 and 2026, which is the year that's coming, you need to work on yourself now and become the most valuable leader you can be, so you can add that value to your people, have build that relationship with your people so that they trust you, so that they feel heard by you, they feel cared for by you, and they'll go the extra mile for you. But first of all, you need to go the extra mile for them as well. So it's a two-way street, basically, leadership. I mean, my personal why, or my life purpose, is to help develop current and future leaders into highly effective leaders, so that
Mm-hmm.
they can develop current and future leaders into highly effective leaders, because it's like a snowball effect leadership. It's about leaders create leaders. And my personal vision for my life is I can see a world in which our leaders create environments that focuses on people and helps them to learn to lead, grow, and increase their influence for the good of others. And that's what I work towards every single day. That's what I strive towards every single day. I'm never going to get it perfect. It's never going to be a perfect world where every single leader creates that environment for their people. But I can strive towards it for every single day for the rest of my life. And for me, that's what leadership is all about. It's about, being there for your people and, giving them everything they need, you serving your people so that they can be the best version of themselves every single day.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that working on yourself, it's the basic for everything. Like if I always say, like the business is the mirror of yourself. In this case, you're saying like before being a leader, you need to work on yourself. So we can say kind of you need to be healthy, right? Because if you have the health, you can also do your work. In this case, what would you look at in terms of working on yourself? Like, I assume maybe you shouldn't have doubts, or are you allowed to have doubts? So, what exactly do you mean by working on yourself, since it's the basic?
Well, the way I work on myself is, I build up my own knowledge. I read leadership books. I watch YouTube videos on leadership. I read blogs. I write. I write every single day. What I write is my own life, my own lifelong leadership journey. And what I try and do every single day is all the leadership principles that I've learned throughout my life is I put them into practice with my people, with people who I work with people in my personal life. And if they work, then I'll write about it. If they don't work, I'll still write about it, and try and learn from it. And because one of the most, or one of the best ways you can sort of strive towards what you feel is success for you is by making mistakes and learning from them. So what a lot of people, when they use the sort of the mistake or the failure as like as an excuse to give up. And I've got to admit now, like, there's times, and since I've started doing this type of thing on working on leadership and trying to become a leadership coach and an author, is I've felt to myself a few times, I want to give up on this now. I've made too many mistakes. But no, you keep striving, you keep working on it, you keep learning, and that's what leaders are learners at the end of the day. And when you're working on yourself every single day is about learning about new things, growing your awareness, and sharing your experience and sharing your knowledge with people. That's another way of doing it, is working with people so you can try and help them to work on themselves. And that's a way the best sort of way for you to become successful in life is by helping someone else to become successful. And that's the way I see every single day of my life. I mean, even if it's just a small, like one post on LinkedIn, I'll put a post on LinkedIn. That's me work. That's how I see myself working on myself. Exercising, like 5 times a week. I have like a routine because it's good for the body and it's mostly good for your mind. Because I want to be my best self for my people and I want to help them to become their best selves. So it's helping them to work on themselves as well and becoming the best version of themselves. And that's, it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, some of the people who I've worked with or tried to work with don't believe in what I say. They don't believe in the sort of leadership principles that I share. And to be honest, it's because of their life experience that they've had, and their work experience, that they probably sort of got to that stage in their lives where they're not willing to bring in or accept new things anymore. They don't like change, because and it's hard to sort of break down those barriers in people. But I still don't give up on them. I try my best to put a positive spin on it and help these people as much as I can. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes they walk away and then that's it. you're done. But don't give up on helping other people. You can't help every single person in the world. That's impossible. But try and help at least one person every day. That's the way I see it. And by doing that, writing on LinkedIn, writing a blog post on a Sunday, doing a YouTube video, doing what we're doing now, a LinkedIn Live. Hopefully people are watching this and are learning a little bit. And for me, that's a part of working on myself.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioning that some people might not agree with the way of leadership you are describing here. So what do they believe in? What could be another approach that exists in the world?
Well, what they believe, mostly the people who've sort of been in the same industry as me for, like, say 20 to 30 or even 40 years, they believe in a style of, like, micromanagement, like where you're on the back every 5 minutes. It's like that style, and our, like, dictatorship. And that's because they've been involved with that sort of style of sort of leadership all through their career. They don't really want to change from it. They like being told what to do. They like being told how to do it. They don't like being told, this is what we need to achieve, but I'm going to empower you. I'm going to give you the power to go out and achieve it yourself. I'll be here for you as someone to, if you have any issues or you have any, problems that you need help to solve, I'm here for that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm not going to tell you, where to go next and what to do next. That's up to you. I'm going to leave that up to yourself, because first and foremost, like, the most important person you'll ever lead in the world is yourself. And, for you to lead yourself, you need to, as you say, work on yourself. But some people don't want that. Some people would prefer it that you told them what to do, how to do it, give them an instruction, because it's like comfortable for them, and they don't like being uncomfortable. And a phrase that I like to use when I talk about leadership is, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's the only time you'll ever grow, when you're outside of your comfort zone. And being micromanaged feels comfortable to them, so it's difficult to break that down.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you said a lot. I think that first of all, here the language is helping us a lot, because we are talking about leadership in one case. In the other case, we are talking about micromanaging. And as I said at the beginning of this video, like, when someone is a manager, it's about processes, it's about organizing. It's not like socials. So in my idea, like, micromanaging, it's completely something that doesn't belong to leadership at all. So we are very aligned here. And I know that, unfortunately, too many people still believe in micromanagement. I remember, to be honest, I was quite shocked, and it didn't happen too long ago. It's within 2 years. I don't want to say when exactly, because I do not want to that people can understand who might be, but it's within 2 years, so it's quite recent. And I remember that I had this team, and I just joined and in the team, and they were not following instruction as expected. And as well, as a manager, I had a very strict program without any buffer time, anything like that. And I just spoke with my boss, saying, like, we need to do something, because the team is not responding as expected. And I understand, because it takes time to build the relationship and the trust in a way that they can follow your leadership. And my manager, my boss told me, you need to micromanage. And I was quite, wow. We are still in this position, like people are saying it like a black and white, so
Yeah.
sorry. So yeah, unfortunately it happens. And the answer that I gave to myself, sorry, is that in my case, when you need to go into the micromanagement, is because you are a weak leader. And also, like, I believe that the people are allowed to do mistakes, as you were saying, because those are the point where they can actually grow. Sorry. So people can actually grow while they do mistakes. So of course, you need a balance between the mistake that they can do and the one that they can't do. So somehow you just need to guide them in a way that the mistakes are controllable, but at the same time they are enough for allowing them to grow. And yeah, in my idea, so when someone needs to go into the micromanagement is because there is something that is missing. So is the trust that you talked earlier, it's missing. People can't see a guide in that person. Usually it's because of lack of knowledge, lack of self-confidence, or many times I see that it's a communication issue. So if you go to the person and you say like, oh, I want this done in this way, and the person is not really understanding why it should be done like A instead of as B. So sometimes like they start having so many doubts, etc. And when you are not able to explain why they need to do A instead of B, and you just ask, I want A, that's it, full stop. In that case, that is a weak leadership. At least this is my own experience.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, like I've been in leadership positions since 2009, so it's quite a while now. And the way I first, when I took over my first team, I was a micromanager because I thought that was the way you had to do it. I thought that was the way you lead a team, because that's the way I was led. Like I was pressured a lot to micromanage, and when I sort of took it upon myself to start studying leadership and learning about it and finding out, no, it's not about micromanaging. Management is about managing processes, procedures, policies, budgets, profit, all that stuff. It's not about people. You don't manage people, you lead people, you influence people. And that's what I was learning about. And then so I was trying to put these new things that I was learning about into practice. But when I was doing that, I was getting criticized heavily for it because I wasn't micromanaging. And so I was getting pressure on me. It's like my shoulders were getting pushed down to micromanage, but I wouldn't have it. And then that's when the only other option I had was to leave and look for a different job. So I did, and then fortunately for me, the next team that I went into was where I did have a bit of more free reign to lead the people rather than manage the people, and help them to develop themselves. And it's not all about getting the job done or doing the job. It's about helping your people to develop themselves into the best version of themselves that they can be, and develop themselves into great leaders as well, highly effective leaders, as I like to call them. And micromanagement is just not. We need to get, if we could just wipe that off the face of the earth, that would be brilliant. That would be perfect. But obviously, it's not something that we can do. And in the industry that I come from, especially like I'm from like the engineering industry, a lot of micromanagement goes on. because that's just the way it is, and it's the way it's always been. And it's, trying to sort of break down that barrier, break down that wall, and sort of try and inspire people to, try different leadership tactics, leadership strategies, try and influence the people rather than dictate to the people. That's something that I'm trying to work on, and I'll never stop working on it for the rest of my life, because, as I say, in 2019, when I discovered my why, that's when I knew, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And if I work a full-time job, which, I really like my job, and everything's going good. But, if I could do this full time for myself, like if it was one day, become a full-time leadership coach, and that would be the perfect life for me. And, as long as I can do it now, like alongside my job, then still that's good enough for me. As long as I can wake up every day and feel I can help somebody today, I can increase my influence with somebody today, I can help someone, be better, I can help someone grow. That's what it's all about for me. And the way to do that for me is, coaching them, talking to them like the way we're talking now, writing blogs, writing books, doing YouTube videos, doing LinkedIn posts, whatever it is. I'll keep doing it until I can't physically do it anymore. And that's what leadership is about for me.
Yeah. We are already 27 minutes. This live should be half an hour, so I just move quickly to comments, and then let's see if we still have time. So I have one comment from YouTube, Akipaji. Hi Stefania, don't you feel lower backache due to sitting for long hours during lives? No, really. In a way that I'm not always live, and in any case, I take care of my body with exercises, especially yoga, which I usually address it as a contrapose against too many hours seated in front of a computer. So I solve it. It's just like listen to your body. And you can do both. So you can sit, work, doing lives, and also taking care of yourself. Then there is Gary that says, having an open mindset helps. No one has to believe us, just listen and understand our truth. Similarly, we have to listen and understand their truth, especially if our beliefs are different. Celebrate our different thought is diversive thinking. And then there is another one that says, I think micromanaging as a form of directed leadership. Okay. Good for short-term result, not good for mentoring and people development. In other words, not good for long-term goals. Not good for developing leaders unless the goal is to only build followers. I'm not even too sure that actually it's good for short-term goals, to be honest, because in any case, people are not responding as you expected. Based on my own experience, when someone wants micromanaging, they want to they want the result as Stefania is gonna do them, but no one else in the world can be like Stefania. So no matter what, because you're not explaining what kind of result you want, because you're just saying I want this, the final result is just like to me that you're not getting even short result as expected. So somehow there is always a mismatch between expectation and outcomes, and you fail in any case. What do you think, Tom? Hello.
Yeah, like the way for me, if you want a result from your team, then the best way to do that is to sort of basically tell them what you want the team to achieve, what you want the result to be, but then work with them on how they're going to achieve it. So the way I do it is, if I get a whiteboard, write what the goal is at the top or what the result is at the top, and then say to the team, get everyone together and say, right, see that goal there, that result there, how are we going to achieve it as a team? What do we need to do? And then have the team come to me saying, well, what if we do this? What if we do that? And then I'll write it all down. And then from everything, once we've exhausted all those ideas, everything that we write on the whiteboard, we'll turn that into a proper plan. Some ideas we'll have to get rid of because they won't work. But the ones that do, we'll turn that into a plan, and then we'll give action owners to each part of the plan. And then that's how we do it. So it's not me telling them what the goal is and then telling them what to do. It's me telling them what the goal is, but then them telling me how to do it. So then so you tell them what to achieve, not what to do. That's the best way to lead your team, I think, if for you to get a certain result that you want.
Which is always leadership, is not micromanaging. That's it.
Exactly.
So in any case, you do not believe that micromanagement works for achieving goals in the short term?
Not micromanaging people. If you manage, if part of it is managing the policies, procedures, all that stuff, all the admin-y type things, then because that's going to be part of it. Isn't it like a project plan? For you to develop a project plan, that needs managing. You have project managers who do that. So, but you don't micromanage people. No, you lead people, you influence people. But as you say, as we've said, you do have to do some type of managing, but not people, not with people.
I really like this tip that you give us here. The one that you take a whiteboard, you just ask people, what do you think? You writing down. And this is great because everyone feels really part of the team, which is the feedback usually I always receive, I can't feel part of the team, or I don't know where we are going. I have my little secret garden, as I like to call it. But they are not a part of the overall. So this tip is really, really useful, Tom. Thank you so much for sharing it because it's lovely. Do you want to add anything more about this topic?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit there. I think that was quite good. Enjoyed that.
That's good. Okay, thank you so much. I think it has been a really lovely half an hour together. I can see we have comments from YouTube and LinkedIn. A few are hi, so hi guys. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, this is the first episode of our series, which is going to be made of 5 episodes. So join us together in 2 weeks' time for the second episode. And if you have any questions, in the meantime, during these 2 weeks, Tom and we are available on LinkedIn with DMs. So please feel free to contact us with a DM or with a comment below our post. And we will be more than happy to answer you. Otherwise, you can also leave a comment below this video, this live as well, and tagging us, and we are gonna come back to you. So thank you so much, guys, and see you in 2 weeks' time. Have a lovely day. Thank you, Tom, for being here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Stefania.
Bye.
Bye.